Hello, welcome back to another video. And today, where am I? I'm back in the beautiful Lake District. And today we're taking on the Greater Kentmere Horseshoe. It's about a 25-kilometre hike. It's a circular hike, obviously a horseshoe around the lake. And we're going to be tackling quite a few Wainwrights today. I'm not sure how many are on this. There's a few other summits we'll hit as well. And it's just going to be a day hike. So just a day pack today. Going to get round there, see how we get on. The weather did say it was going to be lovely, but I can feel a little bit of rain in the air, just very lightly. So hopefully it's just because it's early morning and that should clear. I'll take you on the journey. Let's see what it's like on the Kentmere Horseshoe. So for today's video, I'm going to be filming on the DJI Action 5 Pro, as I always do. And I've got my DJI mic mini as well. I may or may not use that. Sometimes I use the onboard audio. And my watch for today, get in, I've had it replaced. So after the drama in the last one with my Garmin 7X Pro Solar Sapphire, they're definitely having issues with those watches. Spoke to Garmin again. After, if you watch the Cribgock video, you'll see what I mean. I was having nothing but problems. So thankfully, Garmin's awesome customer service, I have to say, they've really helped me on this one. They've upgraded me free of charge to the Garmin Fenix 8 Solar Sapphire. So that's what I'm rocking today. It's a little bit of a different operating system, so this one shouldn't have the issues I was having before. But as ever, I've got my route plotted on here. I've got the screen locked. I've got the buttons locked. Let's see if it stops today. Fingers crossed, we're back to normal again. Got the poles out nice and early today because I want to be here for a few days ideally. Gonna save those legs. They help you move quicker, they save your knees, and obviously a little bit of stability as well. All good. Right, we've just been following this path and then it bends around to your left, but if you look at this little sign here, this is where we're heading to the right. So I've just checked the map as well. It's actually 10 Wainwrights we're doing today. 9 or 10 depending if I take the extra one, which is a little bit of an out and back, and I probably will. 10 Wainwrights and a couple of other summits I think as well. Oh dear. And it's just starting to rain as I've come on here as well. Or dare I say, it's a little bit sleety. It's very, very lightly. Wasn't in the forecast. Luckily, I did bring my waterproof coat. That's in the bottom of my bag. But I did actually bring my stuff for nice weather for a few days. Might live to regret that. So I'm just following this path. I'm guessing we're going up to this peak behind us. But again, I'm not too sure. Can see a little bit of the sun in the distance, but a little bit of rain as well. It all makes for a fun day out, and for me the best thing about today is that I'm out. You all know I struggled and I was doing so well. You know, I've been releasing my weekly videos. Last time I was out I did about 4 or 5 days straight. It was fantastic. Unbelievably, I've not been out since. So it's been a real struggle to get out the last couple of weeks. And last week, I only left the house once to go to the hairdressers. So, yeah, still struggle on a regular basis. My only answer for it is to, normally book a night in the lakes, but this time, I've just forced myself this morning to get out. A little bit of pressure because if I don't come out, I won't have a video for next week, which is important to me. And that keeps me accountable, so that's forced me out today, which is good. And I want to stay here for a few days, because in a few days, on Thursday or Friday this week, Friday, I'm heading to Birmingham, and then I'll be going to the NEC Outdoor Expo. I'm an ambassador for the event, but I'm hoping to get there, see which brands are there, meet some of you guys, which would be nice. Whew, that wind. And yeah, just be a nice day or two down there. Right, let's keep going. Might get my gloves on because it's a little bit nippy. And let's get to the first summit. You can see we're just following this path. It looks like we're heading on top of there. So this is to the east side of Windermere. You don't quite go to Windermere, you turn off before there to a place called Kentmere. But this is my first time doing these over this side, so it'll be good to tick these off today. It's a horseshoe, and this is where we'll be going, I believe. We're coming back over these far tops. So we basically go to the far side of the horseshoe, and then we have the option of doing a little out and back to pick up one extra Wainwright. And my intention is to do that. We'll have plenty of time. Bit of blue sky above as well, which is nice to see. Right, onwards and upwards. Oh, it's getting blustery. It's starting to open up a little bit now. We can see where we're going. You kind of make your way up here, and I'm guessing it's as far as we can see to that little summit over there. I'm not really sure, but I think once we're up here, I think we kind of just stay up and keep going up and down along the, it's not a ridge, but kind of ridge. This looks like the summit just ahead here. Right, made it to the first summit of the day. I'll tell you what, this one's no yoke. Oh, listen, I'm going to stop yoking around. Right, we're at the summit of Yoke. I believe it's 706 metres, but as ever, I will put the height. Never, I always say below. It's going to go above in the corner. So now we're going to move on swiftly, and we can see where we're heading already. If you look ahead, you can see the two kind of little lumps on top. That should be our next one. Definitely some shizzle cloud around today. Just look at it on the other side there. So unfortunately we're going to be heading into that. So I might have to lose the cap and put my hat on just to keep warm. But it is a bit chilly, a little bit windy, and a little bit of frost on the ground, and a little bit of wet in the air. Forecast today, by the way, said clear, sun. Shit. I've turned into South Park Kenny mode. Yeah, the wind's just really been getting up, so I've got my hat on, proper hat. Got my hood up for now. Just want to keep warm, that's all. Keep the wind off. Whoa. But first of all, just got to make our way up to the top of there. And then we'll see what this one's called. Can't remember. Ooh, it's getting blustery. Hopefully you can hear me with the wind. There's two cairns up here. I'm not sure which is the right one. So we'll touch both. This second Wainwright is Ill Bell, height above. It's in the 700 though. You can see the frost on there. Woo! It's freezing. You can see exactly what we're about to tackle now, and obviously this is what we're heading along next. This is the whole horseshoe. But when we get out there, I think there's another one like further back, unless it's that one. I've got a feeling you come down from there and off the back of it, and you have to come back up to it. So we'll tackle that when we get there. But for now it looks like, I think it's down here. Yep. Again, it's quite slippy because it's a bit icy up here. But we're just going to make our way down. Take our time. And then, as you can see, we're going to be following this ridge all the way along. Nice easy paths. Right, I feel like I need to ask, what are these? Does anybody know? I've seen these loads of times in the lakes, and on this hike, that's probably the 5th one I've seen. And I have no idea what they're for. I can't work it out. Just comment if you know what they are. I spot them all the time, but yeah, absolutely clueless. Just thought I'd ask that. Looks like we've seen our first other person of the day ahead as well, look. Somebody coming down with the dog. But yeah, this is the first person I've spotted all day today. Well, as we're heading up to this next one, I've just been talking to that guy there. He's just doing a couple of these summits today, and he's got to get back for work. But yeah, it's just started raining a little bit. This jacket I've got on is the everyone always asks. It's the Rab Borealis, and it's just a wind jacket. But it does shed a little bit of very, very light rain. It will bead because it's Pertex as well. But this is these are great, these jackets. I've had them for years. Reasonably priced, very lightweight and windproof. So on days like this, you just don't get cold through the jacket. Oh. There we go. Yeah, this is Froswick. It's always good to have a look where you come from. A lot of us are always focused with looking forwards, looking where you're going, but it's always good to appreciate what you've done as well. Again, still extensive views out to Windermere, which is lovely. So for us now, it looks very similar again. Looks like we've got a bit of a down, a bit of a steepish down, and then we're going up towards the tower in the distance. So just make our way down here. I'll just say what's a little bit weird for me today is when I'm coming downhill, my legs are shaking, and I really don't know why. I've only ever had this once before, but that one was understandable, and that was when I did Crib Goch and the Snowdon Horseshoe on my way down. Because of all the impact on your legs for so long, my legs were shaking coming down the last descent. But for some reason today, every time I'm coming down, oh, my legs are shaking. I don't understand it. Yeah, it's not like me. I need to keep an eye on that today. But yeah, it's just a little bit weird why I've got that little bit of shaking in my legs. I can feel it now. Bizarre. Looks like we're getting to that big cairn that we saw in the distance before. Just a flat path now until we get to that. Right, this is Thornthwaite Crag, and I think this is called Thornthwaite Beacon. It's bigger than you think, this. There we go. Let's get a little bit higher so we can see. tremendous views from here. Another place with great 360 views. Now there's a path that's going out up here and we are going to be heading there. That's High Street, but if we follow the wall, this is where we can pick up those extra 2 little summits, and one of them being a Wainwright. And of course when you're up here you need to do it, because otherwise you're just going to leave one random one to tick off another time. We need to be heading to the right a little bit. There must be a little way down here in a path, but we're basically heading out to the end of there. Right, let me work out the best course of action. Is there a path down here? Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll just work it out and then we'll eventually we'll get onto the path down there. Yeah, as you can see on my watch, the path we're going is straight on, and I'm just on this little path that veers round to your left in a minute, or we can go straight on, which is the way we're going to head out there, out and back. I just hope you can hear me today with all this wind. It's so blustery. It's so nice now I'm out the wind, just nice and calm, beautiful. I've really struggled getting out this week once again. I really don't understand it. I don't know why I struggle so much. So I've had 2 bags packed all week, a day pack for my day hikes and also an overnight camp pack as well. Obviously I use some of the same things and mix between them, but I've had both of those packs laid out at home, my clothes laid out, my camera's charged, everything, and the only thing that's stopping me is me. Sometimes, to be fair, the night before I know I wasn't feeling it, like desperate to get out hiking, want to go, but knowing in my head like there's no way I'm getting up tomorrow, there's just no way I can see myself doing it. And then on a couple of occasions I thought, yes, I'm going to get up, I've set my alarm and I've just not wanted to get up, and then like ever I've just beat myself up massively and just stayed in bed. I know it's not good. So, you know, there's some days this week where I've stayed in bed till 2:30. What's all that about? Just scrolling on my phone, sat there annoyed at myself for not getting out. And it's so strange because I enjoy hiking so much and camping. Sometimes I get frustrated I can't come because I can't afford it, which I know sounds daft, but you know, it does obviously cost money, petrol to get here and things, and then other times where everything's in your favour, you've got petrol in your car, the weather's perfect, you know, you've got the time off, and then you don't go. I think I've realised it's just going to be a never-ending struggle for me, and I just need to put things in place to try and mitigate it as much as I can. I've tried to book nights in YHAs in advance, and that's always worked really well. You know, financially that's not always possible. I know they're cheap, 15 quid, 20 quid, but at the moment I just haven't got the money. So I've come away today. I've got a bag packed in the car for a camp, but I knew that if I had it in my head to camp today, I probably wouldn't have come. So I had every intention to do this horseshoe today, and I'll do this and then we'll get to the end and then see how I'm feeling. I'll either head back home, which I really don't want to do. I'll try and book a YHA. I really don't know. I appreciate you guys, you know, your support. Everyone gives me words of encouragement and things on Facebook and social media. You know, sometimes reading your comments and what people say about it's managed to get them out, it makes me feel like a bit of a hypocrite sometimes that I can't get out myself and beat myself up, and it forces me to get out. So it does help me as well. I know that might sound strange, it makes sense to me. Right, we're just getting to the top of this little, I'll find out the name of it in a minute, and it looks like, yeah, it looks like the Wainwright is over there. It's got the cairn on top, but this is a cheeky little summit. What I'll do, I'll just put it above. It's not a Wainwright, but it is a summit. Right, let's crack on. And then next, I think we're heading back up from where we came from, and we'll be going along this. And I think this takes us to, that takes us to High Street, which potentially is the highest point on this hike. I'm not too sure. We'll find out when we get there, eh? No spoilers. Right, as ever, stop waffling and get walking, Kris. Shut up. Right, so as you can see, we're more or less at the summit cairn now. And this is Grey Crag at 698 metres. Let's just touch the cairn. There we go. Yeah, I don't know about you, but how do you feel about out and backs? I'm not a big fan, me, but it does get them done. Lovely views, in the distance there. So what we're going to do now, unfortunately we've got to head all the way back up there. You can see where we've come from. The path's okay. Oh, I was going to say it's okay, it's quite smooth, but no, the path's pretty much okay. I can imagine this sometimes the year being a little bit boggy, but today it's absolutely fine. So this typically, if this route, if you don't do the out and back, you'll pick up 9 Wainwrights on this. But the way this route's intended is to do this one to get to hit the 10 Wainwrights in one day. There's a book, Walking the Wainwrights in 36 Walks. I've mentioned it many a time. And this is one of the routes out of there. You know, if you're struggling for where to hike, it's just a good way to do it. If you don't want to do them in 36 walks, which is, they are pretty tough, those walks. Somebody else has devised one in 45 walks. So again, I mean, you can pick your own, but I like to try and, if I'm going to come, it's nice to tick off quite a few. And the way this guy does them, Stuart, who designed this book, they're pretty brutal, but you do get them done quite quickly. Right, we're getting close to the summit again now, but if you look at my watch, he's basically sending me left to cut out this corner. So I think I'll just get up to these little stones here, then I think I'm going to jib left and cut the corner. I must admit, my legs aren't feeling right today at all. My hips are quite sore as well. It's really not like me, I don't get it. So yeah, it's a little bit harder going than it normally would be for me. But yeah, I'm really glad I brought my trekking poles today. When I was on my Kentmere Horseshoe, I didn't even use them. I took them with me, but I didn't use them once. But today, ooh, I've had them out all day. Really, really helping. So I'm just going to make my way along here, and then I'll bring you back when I'm on that path. As you can see, we've just cut across there now. And in 3 seconds, we're back on the path. Ah, there we go. And that's the summit behind us. You can see what we've just cut across, just to save going up and down again. I can see somebody else miles in the distance up there as well. Can't work out if they're coming up or down. I think they're coming down. Morning. Just appreciating what we've come over. That was that out and back before. So that is 2.5k out, 2.5k back. So if you don't want to add that on, you save yourself 5k, which will bring this to a 20km hike. But for the sake of it not being a big up or down, just a little bit of a slog out, it's worth doing, it's worth ticking off. Just come off the beaten track a little bit. Bushwhacking my way to the trig, which I can see ahead. And I believe this is High Street. I'll give you the height when I get there, and I will stick it above, as I always do. Here we go, let's touch the trig. So as I say, this is High Street, 828 metres. So I think after here it looks like we're heading back kind of this way alongside the wall, close to where we've just come up from. So yeah, heading kind of back that way. This is what we came over before, so I'm guessing we're coming out down here and over maybe that one over there. But really enjoying it today. Just a bit of peace and quiet today, to be fair. You know, out on your own. Nothing really to think about too much, which is probably a good thing. Just be nice if the weather was a little bit warmer, but you can't have it all, can you? But to be out back in the Lake District, or back hiking, to be fair, it feels really, really good. Just a little bit frustrating. My legs aren't right today for some reason. Really aching. So it's making it a little bit more difficult than I would normally expect. I can see a little bit of a cairn up there. Maybe that's the top of a little summit, who knows. So we've gone round more than halfway now, and this is kind of like on the way back. Still quite a long way to go. It's 25k this route, so it's a good trek. Right, let's go and touch the summit. So as ever, I put the height above. Oh. There we go. It's a windy bugger. Ooh. Mardale Ill Bell. This would probably be a cracking spot for a wild camp as well. Good little bit of ground there overlooking the water. Yeah, there's actually another little ledge further down as well, or on the end there. Plenty of spots. Right, so for us, I can see the path. Looks like we're going to be heading out over here, down, and then we've got up this beast now. Kentmere to the right, Mardale to the left. Now the wind's coming from that side, but this is a little shelter, so what I might do, I might just sit on this side if we're out the wind. Oh, we are. Do you know what? I never stop on a hike. Never do. But yeah, I think I'm going to sit down here, and I have brought a sandwich. I was driving past the petrol station this morning and I saw a sandwich for £1. So I've got myself a sandwich. It's times like this where I wish I brought my stove to make a bit of a brew, but yeah, I'm just going to have a little sit down, rest those feet, have a sandwich, and just, yeah, just have a little bit of time to me. Oh, yeah, just have a nice little chill. Oh. But yeah, it's very, very rare I ever stop on a hike. I need to slow things down a little bit and just, you know, and just enjoy it. And it's just a little southern fried chicken wrap, £1. So I'm going to turn the camera off now, eat my sandwich, have 5 minutes here, 5-6 minutes, and then we'll make our way up to the top. Okay, I've had some food. I've had a Snickers as well, so I've had both of my Snickers now. No food left. As ever, Gleave no trace. I've got my wrappers in the back of my bag ready, so when we get down I can chuck those and, you know, chuck those away. Obviously make sure you don't leave shit behind. So now my legs are absolutely aching still, but now I've got this climb. I think it's the steepest section of the whole hike, so I'm just going to take my time getting up here, get my poles out, and yeah, once we've done this, once we've got to this summit up here, it's literally all downhill from there. I think it is quite steep coming down. It looks a steep gradient on my map. I just had a quick look, but yeah, all good. And for now, even though my legs are aching, I'd rather be going up than down. I honestly think it's still my legs affected from when I did the Snowdon Horseshoe. There was that much impact, and I haven't hiked since. I've not even been out the house, to be fair, just because I've struggled getting out hiking, so maybe it's that. Shut up, watch, I don't know what's going on. Right, camera away, gloves back on because I'm cold, and let's get going. I've gone for my Montane gloves. It's a little bit warmer than the other ones. The other ones are these thin Montane ones, and if you notice from a previous video, these are new ones. So they're the same model as my other ones, but they're yeah, brand new, so nice and warm and not ripped. Let's go. So not exactly a scramble, but a little bit more technical than the ground we were on before. I'm just going to zigzag our way up to this next section. Nice and calm now with that wind gone. Lovely views all around. I would say overall this route is an easy route. The only challenge with this, I suppose, is the distance. It's 25k, which is all right, but the actual path itself is very straightforward, easy to follow. So yeah, very simple hike. You tag off 10 Wainwrights, which is good to do, and it's not as popular as other mountains in the lake, so you know you'll get it more to yourself, this one. So it's a cracker to do. As always, link will be in the description below. It'll take you to Strava, and I've done plenty of videos for how to get the routes off Strava and put them into your favourite app. Getting towards the top now, not much further. See what we've come along today. Last section to go.
Approaching left turn.
As always, just come off the track to cut across to the top over here.
Right, in 2.575 kilometres, take the...
Oh, I wish my phone would shut up going on there. But basically, this is our next Wainwright, and this is Harter Fell. Let's go and touch the summit. There we go. Summit of Harter Fell, height above. Good views from up here as well, brilliant. Now we are heading this way, but I do see, is that another cairn over there? I can't tell if it's another cairn over there. So what we'll do, we'll just do a quick out and back and just tag that as well. Again, that is 100% the summit, but with there being a cairn over there as well, it could be another summit. I'm not sure, I don't think it is. And while we're so close, it's foolish not to go. And it's straight as well, it's flat. So we'll just whip over here quickly. We'll touch the cairn and we'll have a look at the view, because I think this is as far as you can go along here. Right, I've made my way over here. It's not even a cairn, it's just a marker. But we'll have a little look at what the view is below anyway. Yeah, it's just a marker, absolutely nothing. It is another path off there, but don't know where it goes. Yeah, so if you do this, you don't need to come down to this bit down here. As I say, it was off the route, but I just thought, oh, if there's something else to tag, I will do. But there was no need. So we're just whipping past Harter Fell again, the summit. And now we're heading alongside this fence that you can see just next to me. And yeah, I think we start heading down eventually. Now that was Wainwright number 8 of the day. So we've got 2 to go on the way back. Just as we're making our way along here, it looks like we're going to the left and we've got one more climb. So we must have that one more and then heading down. Obviously it's not really much of a climb, it's gradual. So we'll just keep following this lovely, it's lovely to walk on this ground. So we're going to follow this round the bend, zigzag our way, and I'll bring you back at the top of there because there's obviously not much to see on the way over. Let's do a quick one. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, there you go. That was literally 2 seconds for you. It was quite a bit longer for me. Been a little bit of a slog up here. Not steep, just a fair distance. But we've reached the summit. Let's go and touch it. And this is the summit of Kentmere Pike. Obviously we're on the greater Kentmere Horseshoe, so this is kind of one of the main summits on here. That's Wainwright number 9. I think we tag another summit on the way down and then we get our 10th Wainwright. It's awesome how it's cleared up, the wind's dropped a bit now, which is nice. And actually look, human beings. We're not just on our own, other people up here as well. Get a little appreciation of the whole horseshoe behind me. Right, should we carry on? Let's follow this wall down here, and it should be a steep down. So we'll get to the crest over there and we'll have a look to see what we've got to tackle. But that was Kentmere Pike, Wainwright number 9, done. So we must be heading towards this mound out here a little bit. Yeah, over to that mound. I can kind of see a path on it, and then these onto these tops here. I'm guessing this one's the extra summit and that one over there is Shipman Knotts. And then after that, that should follow us along that ridge back down into Kentmere, which is where we started. So it should be a nice steady path back really over to these two. It's not too bad. On the map it looked like it was steep, but I think it's over quite a bit of distance, so it's not too bad. Wind's picked up a little bit more on this side. Perfectly manageable, nice and cool. I've just had a little look on OS maps. The Wainwright is obviously straight on, but that little summit to the left is called Goat Scar. Now it's not a Wainwright, but again, I'm not just here to bag Wainwright, so we're gonna veer off to the left. I can see people ahead, nobody else has done it, but we'll veer off to the left, and we might as well go and tag that extra summit over there as well. Goat Scar, 600 and odd metres, but we can. I'll add it on to the. I'll add it on when we get there. Still having issues with my legs as well. My legs keep locking out. I'm not sure what's going on. So yeah, I really don't know what I'm going to do about tomorrow. I might stay. I might head home. We'll see. See how I'm feeling. I might stay and then see how I feel in the morning. I did have a 32k route planned for tomorrow, low level ish. So I don't know. We'll see. So we're just hugging the wall, and the path is just to the right hand side there. So if you do this route and you're not bothered about this one, you just head diagonally and there is a path straight over to Shipman Knotts, which will be your last Wainwright. But look, if you're going to come this way and walk all this way, we're here to bag summits, aren't we? And just because this isn't in the 214 list doesn't mean it's not important. Right, we're just getting to the top of this little section now, but I think that might be it there. Let's have a little look. We'll touch here anyway. This is like the crossing point, but I think it's that one there with the little stone, so we'll just cross over and get it, just to make sure. Oh my God, this is the worst. This is awful. It's not even attached, this wood. And I'm getting cramp and everything, just hang on. Yeah, look at the state of that. Not even attached. So let's just make our way over to the cairn and go and bag it. I've just stuck my poles in the ground round there so I don't have to hold them. Oh, right, here we go. Top of Goat Scar. Awesome views down the valley. And views over to the nice summit over there. I really don't know what that one is. Probably one for another day if I've not done it already. So now, as you can see where we're heading, the cairn over there, which will be our last Wainwright. Oh, my leg's locking out all the time. Right, we'll pick these poles up, let's not forget them. There, I just jabbed them in the ground. So we'll make our way back over the fence and find the path to head over to this last Wainwright, Shipman Knotts, on our way back. Right, I'm going to put the camera away until I get over there, over that rickety fence without getting cramp, which is going to be a tall order, trust me. It's a beast of a style, this. Not good when you've got sore legs. Oh. Come on. Yeah, it's a whopper that, wasn't it? Right, I've just got to follow this now, and then I'll bring you back when I'm at the top. Right, I've made our way along there. And right in front of me now is the summit of Shipman Knotts. That marks Wainwright number 10. Do you know what? I've got this funky feeling that it might even be that point there. I don't know. This is the cairn, and it says the cairn. I don't think I've got the legs to get over this. My legs are too sore. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, it says the cairn there anyway. I've just checked on OS maps. So, that is 10 Wainwrights complete. The Kentmere, the greater Kentmere Horseshoe. But obviously it's not finished till we get back. Now, we started from somewhere down there. I'm not 100% where, near a church. I kind of see the way we went today. So we're going to have to make our way down here. It's probably a little bit of a trek. We'll get our way down a little bit closer and let's see if we can find our way back to the car. Yeah, I've just had a little check on OS maps. We've actually still got 5k to go, so it's still a good distance to go. So I'm guessing, because it's down, an hour and a half tops. But the sun's out now. Still cold though, that's why I've got my gloves on. I can actually see someone in the distance down there, so I'm guessing that's the way we're heading, over that corner. Just wiggling my way down. I think I'm going to head down to the wall and follow the wall back. Yeah, a little bit of a path here, so we'll get down here, get down to this wall and follow it back. Again, always have a look at what you've come down. We've just come down that. Worked our way down there, and now I've managed to find a little bit of a path, which hopefully stays as a path all the way back. It's not too bad where I am now, but just back there it was quite boggy, and today is dry, and it's been dry for a few days, so I can imagine this being a nightmare if it's rained. So just be careful if you do this. Don't do it when it's been wet or you'll regret it. You've been warned. But I'm following my route on my watch again, which I manually plotted. I looked at the greater Kentmere Horseshoe. I downloaded the route to OS Maps to have a look at it, and then what I decided to do was just plot my own. So it may well be the same route, it might be a little bit different. I know that when I was looking on OS Maps I did spot those extra couple of summits, so I did add them onto mine to make sure I didn't miss them. But coming back, I think from Shipman Knotts, when you're on OS Maps, basically you can click between points and it will kind of draw your routes. It'll stick to the footpaths. So from Shipman Knotts, I just clicked back on the car and it just drew a route all the way back. So that's what I'm following for this bit. Just trying to work out which way I'm going here. Ah, see some people down there. It must be down there. Right, I'm going to be careful now and put the camera away. Well, I'll just carefully make my way down here because I'm on, as I say, my legs are a little bit unsteady today. And then we'll follow the path down and try and get back to this main path over here. I feel like I've got the knees of a 90-year-old person today. Don't know what's going on. As I say, the only thing I can put it down to is doing that Snowdon Horseshoe. I think that was just under 2 weeks ago. And I did find that quite hard going on the knees, on the joints, you know, coming down. I remember on the video, duff, 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 duff all the time, and my legs were shaking as I came down the last sections. Well, quite early into this hike today, I was feeling the same. So yeah, a little bit weird. Well, maybe I've just, my knees are still tender from that, possibly. Must be, because I'm never like this. I'm flying down these things. I'm normally running when I'm on a hill. So get some rest tonight. Ugh. and hopefully I'll be all right tomorrow. I might have to choose a low level route tomorrow, or a camp, something like that, and give my legs just a little bit of rest. Because this hike itself is fine. It's a real, it's not easy, but it's as far as the hikes I normally do, it is easy. Nothing too challenging in it at all. It's not even that steep. They're quite high. They're all in the 700s or 800s, and all the time you're up and down, up and down, up and down. So there's probably a good amount of elevation in this one because of all the ups and downs, but it isn't steep up, steep down, so it's not too bad at all. Even this, look, you know, it's all fine. That's like the steepest thing you might come down that we've just been down now, but that's nothing. Luckily the ground's quite soft, so it's helping a little bit. Good job I brought these poles that have been stuffed today. Oh, keep going, come on Kris. Final hurdle now, got to get back. Squelch, squelch, squelch. Right, so we've made it all the way down there, and now we come to this path where we take a right. And I'm hoping now that this is just a path all the way back. But it's nice to be on a little bit of path again, I must admit. Legs feeling a little bit better on this stuff, and we can move a little bit quicker. And right in the distance I can see, I think this path is just a big continuation, so that's good. So I'm gonna motor on and get along here. But I'd love to know what you think of this hike. The views are great on this. I mean, the 360 views are incredible, but yeah, it's difficult for filming, I must admit, because, you know, a lot of the landscape's the same. But it's a cracking hike. Really enjoyed it. It's not too tough. A little bit of distance, but it's not bad. And you can tag plenty of summits. So if this is one you fancy, let me know below. Let me know below if you're going to tackle it, or if you've done it before, let me know as well. But I know some viewers of this channel, you know, they're either overseas, or you don't hike, or you can't hike anymore. So, you know, what I love about this, what I love about YouTube and the reach is, even though kind of selfishly I'm doing this for me, you know, I'm coming out to hike myself, to get up in the mountains. Obviously for my mental health it's massive, as it is for a lot of you guys watching, because you do reach out to me and tell me all the time. But what I found is, and it's a real nice surprise to be honest, that a lot of people have messaged me to say they could never do anything like this, like when I do the hikes, or they're not even able to hike anymore at all, or they're not in the UK, and they just get a bit of enjoyment out of looking at them and watching them. So I kind of need to remember that, because I think when I do these hikes and when I'm talking to the camera, I can't help it. I don't plan anything, I don't script anything, it's just whatever comes out of my mouth at the time. Drivel normally. But I'm always doing these hikes thinking, all right, yeah, if you want to do this and if you're doing this, and I'm assuming that people watching this channel are going to go out and do this hike or are going to follow suit, and I clearly see that that's not necessarily the case. I think some of you just like to see what the hikes are like, maybe, I don't know, see what I'm up to for God knows what reason, or, you know, just see people getting outside. But what I do love to do is watch people on YouTube. Like people have mentioned, they get inspired by these videos, I get inspired by others, and I love seeing people get out. And for me, I love it when people tell me that they've gone out after they've seen a hike I've done. I know a lad recently, I can't remember your name, I do apologise, but he mentioned that, oh, I've seen your Helvellyn and I'm going to tackle that. I went, oh, good luck, let me know how you get on. You know, it was just an off-the-cuff comment. I didn't think he'd come back to me, and he did. And he came back, he said, you know what, I did it at weekend and I had a really good time. And I thought, brilliant. It was one of his first hikes as well. I'm like, that is fantastic. I love hearing stories like that. But yeah, I'm just thinking out loud here as I'm walking down. I know it's a little bit of waffle, but yeah, reflecting on the hike. So anyway, I'm going to shut up again. I'm going to keep walking down this road. I think it's a couple of kilometres back, so I'll bring you back when we're a little bit lower or when we're back at the car. Just walking down this lane, and this is the first time that we've got a full view of the horseshoe. So I think I started off heading up towards those like trees in the distance, somewhere up there or maybe up to the left. I think it was up kind of the middle. And we've come all the way around this on the far tops, and obviously once we got up there we had an out and back as well, another 5k. We've come round all these tops, all round here, right back to where we are now. Yeah, good. Can appreciate it now how far it is. I say today we couldn't really, even driving in, you didn't really get a full view of what it looked like. And I'm not too sure how far back it is now. I do know I parked at a church. I'll overlay it now actually where I parked this morning. It's free parking. It does say if there's anything going on at the church, you can't park. But when it's not going on, you can park for free, and you have to make a £3 donation. They ask for a £3 donation. I'll make sure before I leave I put the £3 in as well. I recently I've become a member of the National Trust. So I think I pay about £8 a month, something like that. I've never fancied doing it before. I've never really understood the benefits because I probably won't go to many of the places, but you do get free parking in National Trust car parks. And just when I did a hike not so long ago, I parked in 2 and they should have been £8 each. So it just shows if you're using it once a month, you're going to get your money. Well, you know, it's going to kind of pay for itself. But, you know, you can park multiple times in National Trust car parks. And if you go to the Langdales and places, you might go there for a couple of times running, and, you know, it soon mounts up. And obviously you get free access to a lot of places as well. So I thought it was worth doing. So we're just coming down here and my map says we're taking a right. And then eventually we're dropping down and then we're going left down the road. I'm guessing we're kind of hugging this bit of a mountain here. Just shows, if you look at my map now, I don't know if you can see it in the light, it shows that I need to go straight on all the way to the bottom and then left. And I thought that seems like I'm going a long way round. So I've just had a look on OS Maps, and on OS Maps it's that bit there. But if you look on here, on the route I've got on here, it takes us this way. So that way is up there, which is a little shortcut. That's probably saved a kilometre. Good job I checked. And that is why you have multiple sources. See, if I hadn't downloaded that on OS Maps and I didn't check it, I would have walked all the way out there to come all the way back on a lower road. But it looks like you can cut through here onto this road, and then there's a footpath that takes us back onto the other road, which is great. Here we go. Oh, my legs, man. Last thing you want to see. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, my knees are shot for some reason. Oh, there we go. And this will take us back down to the road, and then we'll walk down the road back. I don't know where we're actually going. I can see some buildings over there, so it's possibly over there. We'll find it. Yeah, just over this stile.
41.531 meters, take the left 4.
In fact, I think we're jumping over both. Yeah. So we're over here. You all right? This one. Oh. What I have realised on this one, it's a bit of a killer coming back from this one. You get over that last Wainwright and you're thinking, oh, I'll be back home now. But yeah, it's a long way back. It's like another 5k from there. Oh, my knees, man. Right. What I'm going to do now, camera's going away until I get back to the car. Shouldn't take much longer now. And then I'll give you a little update on the stats for today. Past the church, you'll see just on the left hand side is the hall where you can park, and that's where we are parked up just on the other side of that van. Made it. Excellent. So glad to be back. My legs are killing me. So let's have a little look at the stats. By the way, the watch hasn't let me down once today. It's been perfect. Let's just click resume for a second so I can get all the stats. Right, so it's been 7 hours. That's the time that's passed from this morning. 7 hours. I've done 27k. And total ascent for today, 1,476 metres. So yeah, quite a lot of ascent today because of all the ups and downs. And the highest we got to was 834 metres. And our moving time was 5 hours 50 because I did stop for about an hour and 15 minutes, something like that, to have a bit of a chill in it as you stopping. So there it is, the Greater Kentmere Horseshoe. Hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did. And if this is one that you fancy, as always, the link is in the description below. So I hope you enjoyed it. Drop a like if you did and consider subscribing. Just really helps my videos and more people see them. And then I will see you in the next one. Peace.